and welcome to today's tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to make my Crescent Tote bag using a pre-loved pair of jeans. This fully lined bag features a distinctive crescent shape, comfortable shoulder straps, and plenty room for everyday essentials. It's a great project for turning unwanted clothing into something practical and long-lasting. If you'd like to make your own, you'll find the Crescent Tote bag pattern linked in the description below. For the outer fabric, you'll need a pre-loved pair of jeans. I'm also using denim scraps for the lining. Using denim for both the outer and lining creates a more structured finish, but if you prefer a softer bag, consider using a lighter weight fabric for the lining. As with any upcycling project, make sure your garment is as flat as possible before cutting. You may need to unpick seams or press the fabric to create usable sections. Pin and cut all pattern pieces from your chosen fabrics. Transfer all notches to your fabric pieces. Depending on the garment you're using, some pattern pieces may need to be placed over existing seams. I like to position these features symmetrically so they look intentional on the finished bag. Existing seams, pockets, and design details can all be incorporated to create a unique result. For this version, I cut the outer panels from a light coloured pair of jeans, while the lining was created from a combination of pale blue and navy denim scraps left over from a previous project. With everything prepared, it's time to start sewing. Begin by securing any existing cut seams within your pattern pieces. Simply sew over the original line of stitching, remembering to reverse stitch at the beginning and end. Next, align the notches on one side panel and the central panel. Secure with pins or clips if needed. Sew using a 1 cm seam allowance, reversing at the beginning and end. Repeat for the second side panel, then repeat the process to create the opposite side of the bag. You should now have matching front and back panels. Press the seams open. Sew a 1 cm seam allowance around the sides and base of the bag. Press the seam open once complete. Repeat these steps for the lining. With right sides together, place the outer bag inside the lining, matching the corresponding straps sections. Before sewing, make sure the tops of the straps are still open. You'll notice mine are already joined in this clip, but leave yours unsewn for now as you'll need the opening to turn the bag through after the next step. Now sew together each U-shaped strap opening, reversing at the beginning and end. Again, you'll notice the ends of my straps are joined in this clip, but leave yours unsewn. You should have something that looks like this. Once sewn, press these seams open. Next, press a 1 cm seam allowance to the inside along the remaining raw edges. This will make the next stage much easier. Turn the bag through to the right side. Match the ends of each strap right sides together and secure with pins or clips. Sew a 1 cm seam allowance across the top of each strap, reversing at the beginning and end. Repeat for the second strap. If your fabric layers feel bulky, you can trim excess seam allowance before ironing the seams open. Now fold the remaining raw edges inward along the pressed seam allowance. Match the folded edges of the outer and lining and secure them together all the way around the bag opening. For the next step, I'm using a heavy top stitching thread for contrast, but any suitable thread can be used. Top stitch approximately 5 mm from the edge around the entire opening of the bag. Once complete, continue top stitching around the inner strap section as shown. And that's the Crescent Tote bag finished. If you've made one of your own, I'd love to know what garment you repurposed and whether you added your own personal touches. If you'd like to make this bag for yourself, you'll find the pattern linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.